Bonjour everyone, welcome to another diecast showcase. Today's theme, well, I'm kind of leaking it with what you're seeing on the screen right now. I thought I'd do a little Fast and Furious special, and we're gonna check out some larger scale Jadatoys, since Jada has been extremely prolific in regards to the F&F franchise. I mean, probably, you know, if we take proportions of a whole lineup of vehicles available from one specific diecast manufacturer, I think Jada definitely takes the cake if we're talking about how many Fast and Furious models have been produced. So the one you're seeing in front here is a 124 scale OG R34 GTR Skyline from Too Fast, Too Furious. Brian's Skyline, or Paul Walker. So I don't know if I've shown this one before, but you know, I'll just do a quick presentation of it. So this is actually a gift that my spouse got me for my first birthday I spent with her. So what, maybe 5-6 years ago, and this is actually from a hobby store, and it's a real OG, like first edition cast, basically. If this was in box, it'd be worth a ton of money. And I mean, this thing is still produced today, basically. Oh, you saw my cat's tail there. But yeah, so the regular features from 124 Jada. You got the opening hood to reveal the nice RB26 DTT inline 6 twin turbo with the nice red valve cover. Got some Skyline script on the front there, on the GTR script on the block. You know, you got the intake, the turbos. You got a nice strut bar. You know, a lot of chrome, obviously, because Jada. You got the Nitrous Express intercooler spray. Obviously, lensed lights throughout. You know, pretty good recreation of the model to a certain extent. Obviously, the offset is way off. Rims are ginormous, and this thing looks like it's slammed on air with dub wheels. But again, you know, since Jada does have the Dub City collection, you know, that's kind of legit. You've got opening trunk, you know, all the good stuff, everything we expect to see from this kind of model, and opening doors to reveal the modified interior. You know, you got the little Momo style small steering wheel, chrome pedal box, chrome shifter, the A-pillar gauges, you know, all the good stuff. And you do see on the top there the infamous Skyline screen with the multimedia display, or, you know, first little attempts of it. And you can recognize normally the older Jada cast simply because, as it was in fashion in the early 2000s, there's no door handle. Door poppers were really popular when I was growing up, basically, getting into the tuner scene and whatnot. So yeah, definitely a very cool model, iconic model. And you'll notice also the big brakes in the back do not turn with the wheels, which is awesome. You also notice how skinny the tires are on this thing. Yeah, it's just a sign of the times. Fitment game has improved. Again, it sucks because I wish I could show you production date or a copyright date, but there's none on the bottom. Either way, this thing is still produced as of today, still available on the Jada website, and yeah, still making sales. Jada produces this also in 132 scale, which is actually much better than this because it's much more realistic, in my humble opinion at least. Not as OG, but more realistic. And there's also assembled and kits in 155 scale. So there you go. Next up, let's just go quickly into smaller scale. So I picked out a couple cars that I really like, that I find a little bit underrepresented in their specific movies. So first one that we're gonna show is the FBomb. The FBomb second gen Camaro. This is one of my favorites. This is a gangster car that Dom drives at the end of the fourth installment of the Fast and Furious. Pops a wheelie in the underground passageways, goes right through the wall of the caves, bringing T-Bone in the STI driven by the bad guy at the same time. So really cool car. It's not a split bumper Camaro, so not quite my favorite gen. Split bumper of these years, or the year just prior, 71 basically, 2 years prior I guess, is my favorite Camaro of all time. You can see that the interior is fully caged. See the little FBomb on the front fender. Black wheels, just like in the movie. Stance is pretty close. You got a nice drag setup on the real car, and you can see slightly vaguely, but you can still see we've got some skinnies on the front, and harder to see, but you got them big boy slicks in the back too. So if you didn't see, you can take my word on it. The very well reproduced. It's a harder one to find honestly. Much harder to find than other models. But yeah, really do like this one. The FBomb was actually sold on auction at auction a few years ago. Unfortunately, I can't remember how much it brought in, but brought in, it's a six-figure car. So there you go. Real car that was casted for the movie. So, yep. Or that was cast for the movie, should I say? Talking about the cast of the movie and not casting of a diecast model. Next up, one that was in the fifth installment of the Fast and Furious. Brian's Skyline 2000 GTR. Is it really a GTR? Who knows? Probably not. Could be. Probably a GTX converted to a GTR in if we're talking about the real car. But yeah, this thing is sick. You'll probably notice that I have also in the back here, if you can see there, the silver version that's not part of the Fast and Furious. But this is exactly the same except for the deco and the fact that the wheels are black. We've still got the Workmeisters on there, the big 5-spoke 3-piece wheels, which is not accurate in regards to the movie. In the movie, we're talking about Watanabe RS8s that were on the Skyline. But yeah, I mean, as for the rest, I think this is even cleaner. There's no, there's only the original Skyline badging. You see the fuel cap as well that's there, and the wing mirrors, which in 132 is extremely rare. Most of these do not have mirrors, so it's a cool little touch by Jada. And yeah, there's no sponsors, there's no nothing, like just black. The only thing that shows it's modified is literally the wheels, and to a certain extent maybe the stance, but at the same time, you put oversized wheels on a Hako that comes with 14s as stock, and you slam these big, maybe 17 or 18-inch wheels on it, they'll look big automatically and fill up the wheel wells. So that just may be an optical illusion, but still very cool. Nissan nut, as you know, so Skylines are always part of my my likes and wants. Next up, let's check out some more Brian's cars. Staying in the same scale, I had to get this one. The classic red F150 Lightning, second gen Lightning. You'll notice as well that the car no longer faces the same direction, if ever you noticed. This is a fairly recent release. If I look at the box, we would be talking about a 2020 release versus this one that's a little bit older. And this one is a 2017 release. So this has been out for a little bit. 2017 release. Hot Wheels released its Lightning cast in 2019, I believe, and 2020 for the F&F version, which we all knew was coming as soon as that gold mainline came out. So yeah, basically, you know, very, very, very well reproduced. Stock looking wheels. Actually, these are replicates of these stock wheels. Racer's Edge on the door, as in the movie. The only thing that's literally missing off on this thing is, you know, a few crates of overnight parts from Japan in the back, and pretty much set, you know. So definitely one of, this was my favorite pickup at the time of release, only to be knocked off by the Ram SRT10 when that came out in the early 2000s. And, you know, this is probably, you know, Cyclone's in there somewhere. But not a big truck guy, but I do have my likes if we're talking about trucks. So. All right. Again, all those overnight parts in the van, we all know for which car it was. Which car that was for. Another 2017 release. The Toyota Supra. A80 Supra. Twin turbo, T-top, orange. With that flying robot on the side. You know, body kit is super accurate as opposed to the Hot Wheels version, which is definitely not. I think this is a Bomex body kit, if I'm not mistaken. Bomex made a variety of kits for Japanese cars and imports in general. And the Bomex USA branch actually made a few body kits for the domestic sport compact crowd in the 2000s. You know, Cavaliers, Cobalts, Saturns, Neons. What else was there? Focus. Yeah, you know, the regular players. But, you know, there's no need to say much about this car. I mean, this thing, you know, the final race in the first Fast and Furious, the build, you know, smoke him, you know, after being told it's too much, more than he can afford, pal. You know, all these iconic scenes, you know, and this is a very well-made replica. I mean, there's a little bit of detail lacking in the front bumper. If ever I do open this, for sure I'm adding a spot of silver for the fog light that would be right above my finger there. That's the only little piece that's missing out of the puzzle, I find. The rear, it's pretty much impossible to see in the box there, but yeah, the rear is really well done with the early style Supra tail lights as opposed to the later JDM ones. Yeah, awesome. And we're going to finish off this little roundup with two larger scale cars. And again, you know, these are staples of the tuning scene, of automotive cinema, of, you know, if you're an F&F fan, I mean, you gotta have one of these. So 1/24 scale Mitsubishi Eclipse. Yes, this was my favorite car from the movie when I first saw it originally. This thing is extremely accurately well made. The Motegi MR7s in one piece, which have long since been discontinued. Model, it was still produced up to a few years ago in 3-piece. You know, at the end of the day, these tuner parts from Era, if you watch Craig Lieberman's channel, you'll know for a fact that they're extremely hard to come by now. But I mean, look at this. It's pretty much flawless. I mean, you've got all the details, all of them. The decal placement is perfect. You've got the infamous and quite useless roof scoop that does a great job at slowing the car down. Double-decker APR aluminum wing with the risers. You've got, you know, you can see them right there. Yes, baby. NOS bottles in the back. And, yeah, lots of cool chrome. The only thing that would be missing here is literally that darn laptop saying danger to manifold, which would have been a cool touch, but hey, you can't have it all. All in all, excellent model. excellent model, and definitely my favorite variation of the Eclipse in 124 scale by Jada, and there are many of them. Many of them. And to finish off, my now favorite F&F first Fast and Furious car. And it was not long after I kind of let go of the Eclipse, especially learning what the basis was. This would have been actually probably the fastest car in the movie. Maybe besides the Charger. Dom's Vealside RX7. Oh, and I love this one so much for one specific reason. Well, actually, many specific reasons. But one detail in this model that I really love. If you remember in that first race in the movie, when Dom pops up the seat and opens up them NOS bottles in preview of that first 4-wide race, you'll notice it has a tan interior. And I think this is the only model that actually has the tan seats. Mind you, they don't open with the tiny little NOS bottles in the under the cover, which is sad. But you know, you do have the harnesses kind of molded in there. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, you know, you got the harnesses in there, and you got all the good stuff. You know, it's really well made. Again, sticker placement impeccable. These are real Vealside Andrews dish wheels. Well, actually, in design at least. So very accurate. The real kit, the actual real kit, as you would have found. The covered headlights. Cool touch. They're actually like red chrome in the background. Pops even more. You know, and as opposed to the Eclipse, this one you actually have a rear window to see that view that Brian saw during that first race. Awesome stuff. Funny fact, we started this showcase with the R34 GTR, and we saw the Supra just before. The engine noises that we hear in the first Fast and Furious are actually 2JZ noises from Craig Lieberman's Supra, which is the actual Supra that was used in the movie. A blade, you know, color changed and everything like that. But yeah, very interesting stuff. If you don't check out Craig's channel, definitely The Fast Life, Craig Lieberman. If you're a Fast and Furious fan, you gotta check out that channel. This guy has so much backstory. And if you're about the same age as Craig or me, I'm a little bit younger than him, but not by a whole lot. Well, probably 10 years younger. You'll probably, you know, get some feels in regards to the nostalgia of all the facts and the archive footage and all that stuff that he brings back. It's really phenomenal stuff. I strongly suggest you guys check it out. So yeah, that'll pretty much do it for today's showcase. So I definitely hope you did enjoy. And, you know, if you did, please leave this video a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, please feel free to subscribe so as to be notified of future uploads. And of course, yeah, comment below if you have any feedback you'd like to provide. What's your take on the Fast and Furious cars? Are they still relevant? Do you guys collect Fast and Furious? Because I know there's a heck of a lot of you guys that do. And yeah, what do you think of the Jada brand in general? So I'll let you go on that. Thanks very much for viewing, and I will catch you on the next one. Until then, take care. Goodbye.